Okay, let's continue our games. Oh, I think a lot of people are most likely playing the event. That's why the ranked queue is so slow today, even though it is a Saturday. That makes sense. I haven't done the event yet either, but I think I'll be doing the event with this deck. Okay, this hand's not great, but good power, a turn 1 disruptive play, and having a smuggler stash in my hand is always a good feeling. Yeah, I see no reason to play the sabotage on turn 1, so let's just go ahead and play the depleted source now. So we have green, green, shadow, shadow, red, red. So we are 1 green and 1 red away from being able to play a Karya, but other than that, I have every other influence requirement. Okay, we'll take Haunting Screen, so this is some kind of Feln aggro deck. I wouldn't be surprised if he has the Fanatic in his hand as well. It is, in my experience... So I have more green sources than I have red, so let's just go ahead and get the third red first. And hope to naturally draw my third green. Yeah, in my experience, these decks, I don't know. 10 out of 10 games, they have this in their opening hand, and they always have the Haunting Screen. It's just the way the deck works. I don't know why that is. Unfortunately, I have no way to stop it, so we're taking 5 and he's drawing 3 cards. And then he can Dark Return this as well. And I will bet anything he draws into another Haunting Screen, so he's just gonna chain this over and over again over the next few turns. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and hammer this copy. He didn't use the Dark Return, and that tells me he really does have the Haunting Screen. Otherwise, what you want to do is you want a Haunting Screen and then use the Dark Return so that it has to charge. Nope, he didn't. Okay. This is good. I will hammer away this thing next turn. Okay, let's take a look at his hand again. This deck has a ton of spells, so... I am not interested in either of these. None of my cards get hit by Permafrost except for the 2 ones, which are useless. Flying is also kind of useless. But this is a cantrip. It lets him draw another card, so we'll get rid of it. So we know 2 cards in his hand, and not the other 2. This is the only game I play where they didn't chain together these things every turn for like 10 turns. Alright. I'm gonna have to stash for 2 weapons. It's still a 2-for-1, so it's very good. Even though I miss on all the units. So next turn I kill the Instigator. Oh hey, I can click on this. Oh no, big unit. What does it do if I click on this monument some more? Oh, there's something that comes out of it. Okay. So we will vanquish this and hammer this. He still has 1 Permafrost in his hand that's not very useful. And on the unless he draws another unit next turn, I can hammer away the bird as well. And then we're at parity with nobody with anything in play. Although it is kind of scary though that he can draw a Haunting Screen at any time. And we'll be able to refill his hand. Alright, well, still gonna do it. My life total is a little too low. And I will hold back the Varus Favor though. My opponent is drawing a lot of power. If I had drawn the Torch instead of the Varus Favor, then I would still have a hammer in play. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and burn it. I think a better play might have been waiting to see if he draws a Haunting Screen. But I'm making all sorts of mistakes, so let's just not talk about that mistake. My opponent most likely has a handful of removal spells. Yeah, there we go. This is not something you can Permafrost. That's fantastic. I think the card that I want him to draw the least is Haunting Scream. So he can't Permafrost this, but he can most likely Death Strike it, is what I'm guessing he has in his hand. Nope, no pause, so no instant spell. And he concedes. Buckwheat, I think, was ranked 1 or 2 earlier on the month. I play against him quite a bit in ladder. Very good player, and usually very good decks as well. But he's fallen to 140-ish, I think. Maybe he's experimenting with new decks like that one. But anyway, let's move on. Next game. I think my opponent's draws were very, very poor. Yep, this is fine. But I do find that the Feln Temple Control deck that has Haunting Screens and Fanatics, you are relying extremely heavily on a couple of key cards. You need the Beast Collar and you need the Fanatic. If you don't have those two cards, you do run out of steam very fast. Okay, we'll search for the Shadow that we need. So we do have double green, we just need double Shadow for Tavert on turn 5. Yeah, I'm more than happy to play the Sabotage over the Quarry. No, actually, no, I'm not. Against Argenport, I don't need to play the Sabotage until he plays a unit, because then I can strip his first weapon. I also don't need to play this until I want to land a unit in play, because then I can strip his first removal spell. There are no other spells in his deck that I care about stripping at the current time. And because I have a decent number of power, I think I want to Quarry for a better card. So the Seed of Chaos gives me the second Shadow that I need to play Auric Broker, but the Smuggler Stash gives me a much stronger late game. I'm actually going to keep the Smuggler Stash, and the reason for that is because there are more power sources in my deck than there are irreplaceable effects like Smuggler Stash. There's only 2 copies. If I ditch this one, I only have 1 left, but there's still 20-something odd more lands in my deck. And on top of that, my hand is very thread light. I only have a single thread. So having a way to bring back that single thread is very important to me. There's no direct damage spells from that deck, so I'm just going to go ahead and sort him. At the very best, I think he can Varus Favor this down to 1. A what? Right. Some copies do run that card. Ugh, it completely escaped my mind. We'll Sabotage him now. Okay, so we will definitely take the Rune Hammer here. We'll offer him to trade. The Rakana Arsen is... the usefulness is gone once you summon it anyway, so it's fine. That was a really big mistake of me. I really didn't think about the Talon. Maybe I should have. But we need to kill this because he has 2 weapons in his hand, which will allow him to draw more cards. And I think we will use the Auric Hammer instead of the Vanquish, because the Vanquish actually lets me kill bigger units. What I'm afraid of later on is he plays an Impending Doom, puts a couple of weapons on it, and it's just too large, and the weapons can no longer do it. So I want to save the Vanquish for that. Another reason is because I'm a lot more mana efficient if I play the 4-mana spell instead of the 2-mana spell. And the final reason is, once I've played the Hammer, I always have the option to remove his threads and then keep hitting him for 5 damage. In this case, I don't get to kill his unit, so I'm trading my Hammer for it. But had he played a really large thread, I could have vanquished it and then attacked him for 5 with my Rune Hammer. So for all those reasons, the Rune Hammer is by far the best superior play. So playing Tavern... oh, I can't play it. Because I'm missing the second Shadow. Great. So my question is, do I just go ahead and Smuggler Stash for these 3 cards? And I think the answer is yes, because my opponent's doing nothing else. I was thinking, if I want to play the Tavern out there into an empty board, knowing that my opponent may have more Valkyrie Enforcers, that he might be holding in his hand, but I think he's not the kind of player who would hold it in his hand, because he just played that one for no value, so... yeah, we'll just vanquish this, play an Artisan, and end the turn. How many more taverts can I deal with? I can deal with 2 more, and then I'm out of luck. Because I can harsh will away one of them, and I can use 2 of these spells together to kill another, but can't deal with the third one. He has at least 2 weapons in his hand. He has a Bloodletter and a Falchion. This is fine. Yep, this is more than fine. We'll just kill his hammer with our sword next turn. Yes. So, there's a very good argument for playing Tavert here. But if he has a removal spell like Slay, then he just hits us for 4 for nothing. No, I'm gonna do it. The upside is too high, because if he doesn't kill it, he loses. Whereas if he kills it, I can still deal with his hammer on the following turn with a torch. So I think it's like medium to low risk, but extremely high reward. Okay, so he does have another Valkyrie Enforcer. That still leaves me with a 5/7 to attack with, so it's not too bad. We're gonna torch this at the end of turn because he may have a Finest Hour, and I don't want to run my unit into him if he has a Finest Hour. Yep. And then I can attack him for 5. This still puts me into a commanding position, so... Yeah, this is another really good thing about Tavert is even if he gets silenced, he's still a 5/7 unit. It doesn't take very many hits from him to kill your opponent. Yeah, this card's just absurd. I don't think it should be a 5/7, like maybe a 2/7? Or a 3/7 might be like okay. Alright. Whew. Alright, let's swing. We'll let him gain. Oh no, he doesn't even gain the life because it only happens for 1 turn. Oh, poor guy. Alright, let's smash this. Trade some life for it. And then hit him for 7. Yeah, he's so dead. There's literally nothing he can play in his deck that matters next turn. I even have enough power here on the die show to kill an opposing Tavert. Yeah, that doesn't help him. Yep. Let's just smash it. And then smash him. Good game. Alright. Maybe 2 more wins and we can be in Diamond 1? Diamond 2? What are we now? We're currently Diamond 2. Yeah, 1 more win. And then we can be in Diamond 1. So with luck, we can hit Masters in a couple of hours with this deck. Yeah, I think in the previous months you can argue what the best deck is, but I think in this month, I think there is no argument. I think really Chalice, Armory, Argent Port, definitely the best decks. Yep. Well, no, my opponent's going first. I have 2 interactive spells on turn 4, but I think this is good enough because the mana is very good. And I seem to remember this opponent playing a not very fast deck, so there's that. Because I played Sori just earlier on today. Do you believe it's a 3-color deck? Yeah. Some kind of Combrei monstrosity. Dark Combrei. Alright, we can sort this, which will be very good. We'll play the shiny sword first, just to psych him out, you know? Maybe we'll blind him with the shininess of our sword. Okay. I'm just gonna attack him and lose my sword next turn. Oh, you know what? Let's take a look at his hand first. I love Sabotage because it gives you a lot of information. I think that's quite valuable. Don't care about Banish that much. I don't care about the Dark Return very much, but I also don't care about the Stand Together that much. I guess we'll take the Stand Together. It has the highest upside for him. So I could slay this and hit him for 3, or I can just let him kill it and the next turn play Tavern, because I don't really care about the sword dying, and I think slay is pretty important for killing a good unit. Yeah, let's just get a 4-card trigger out of this and then pass the turn. I think the slay is better than killing a 2/5 and keeping a 3/1 sword in play. Okay, that's crazy good. Let's run the crap here one out there first. So if he has to silence it or kill it, he can kill that one first. This is bait. Oh, my opponent is so screwed. How can you hope to win if you can't deal with the first Tavern? I'll make this trade. Sure. But now we're safe to attack. The reason why I want to do this first is in case he has a Finest Hour or some kind of trick, but now we know for a fact he doesn't. Oh god. How filthy is this? How filthy is this? This is filthy. My opponent has a Dark Return in his hand, but there's nothing to return. And none of these units matter. So he's just going to return the Tempo Scrap to draw a card because he's desperate. He has no answers for Tavern, and he's just hoping to draw into one. Yeah... Let's just try the same thing again. And then we'll swing. Oh, I feel kind of bad for my opponent. This is so disgusting. This is just filthy. Oh, filthy. I didn't run the Sabotage because I think I know what's in his hand, right? It's 1 unit, and if he has any kind of spells that do anything, he would have used it. But I am going to be using all my mana over the next few turns, so let's take a look. Alright, no valid cards. Fair enough. I'm getting so much card advantage off the Tavern that I think throwing a card away for that information is not that bad. Oh, it is a Life Force deck. Wow, it's a 3-color Life Force deck because he's using green for the Life Gang from the Combre Healer. Okay. Fair enough. I think it's better to splash blue, because then you can use black Sky Harbingers, which I think is better than the Combre Healers. Oh, filthy. Look at this hand. How... Oh yeah, I can't kill it. With this hand, I feel like I can outgrind pretty much any deck Eternal currently has to offer. Maybe not roaches. That's fine. He's throwing away a unit to kill my my sword. It's the best he can do, but it's clearly nowhere near good enough. Sure, I'll kill it next turn. I have plenty of ways to kill it. Let's attack him. I can play the sword and kill this 3/6, but he does get to swing back. Oh no, the sword just dies when I attack his 3/6. No, let's just play the other Tavern. Maybe prompt a concession. You can play Keitra this turn, but the Keitra doesn't do anything. Yep, it's a good play. I have 2 removal spells next turn, so what I will do is most likely slay the 6/6, sword the 4/7, and then smash for 15 and draw myself another card. Oh no, never mind, missed. I think this is good enough. I mean, the Smuggler's Stash is gonna bring back 4 cards. And it's gonna be 2 oh hey, I have an Icaria in my graveyard. So this Smuggler's Smash will smash him and end the game. What's ironic though is I drew 2 hammers naturally. Yeah, let's just kill it. Yep, he's had enough. This is not remotely fair. Alright, I think we have reached our original goal of hitting Diamond 1. I don't remember my record, but I seem to have lost only 1 game, perhaps. This deck is pretty absurd. This core will work very well. You can tweak the number of things, like maybe add an extra copy of Smuggler Stash, subtract Icaria, or even add a copy of Icaria, Daisho, get rid of the Sabotage, use Rise to the Challenge as a tutor for Silver Bullets. So I think all of those things are viable, but the core of the deck here, you know, minus or plus some Vanquishes, minus or plus some Favors will work very well. For those of you who have access to these cards and is looking to climb the ladder, this is one of the best decks to do it. It's also very cheap to make. You don't even need to play the Icaria. From the games you've seen, she didn't make a difference in any of the games, really. I mean, I didn't need her in any of the games. All I needed was Tavrat, and he's free, pretty much. And the Daisho, I've only drawn once. I mean, you can get away with not playing any of these legendaries and have basically a deck with 0 legendaries that you can't get for free. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the videos. Thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see, give me a like or a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. I do plan to do some more draft videos and perhaps my first set of games in the event that I will join later. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.